If the early bird catches the worm, then you have to get up even earlier to catch the bird.
Do you want to take that through, Ross? Read it out.
On the outskirts of Birmingham, we're looking to catch some migrating Midlands visitors, and this is a good time to do it.
We're just on the cusp at the moment. We've got the last of the summer migrants leaving, and we've got the first of the winter migrants coming.
Even standing right up close to it, it's quite hard to see this net, and of course the birds don't. They fly straight into it and often drop down into this pocket, and they're retrieved from in here. And within minutes we've caught our first bird.
So, it's a little dunnock. It's actually a retrap.
Once caught, the birds are ringed, recorded and then released, but there's no sign of a rather special bird we'd like to catch on camera. Now, we're particularly interested in seeing one migratory visitor from Scandinavia that's just started to arrive here for the winter, the goldcrest. And to help us, we're going to be using this CD player. Playing the goldcrest call should attract some into our net, and eventually...
It's a smashing little bird, really. This is a female. It's a young female. I can tell that from the tail. The tail's actually a slightly different shape. Here it comes to these nice points. So this was hatched this year, somewhere in Northern Europe or Scandinavia, and has come. It's about 5 grams, and so it's flown all the way across the North Sea, which is just incredible, isn't it?
This tiny bird weighs about the same as a 20-pence piece, and it's evolved extraordinary abilities to cope with travelling vast distances.
They'll use the fat first as they're moving to give them the energy, and then, but if they run out of fat, they'll start metabolising their muscle and even some parts of their body organs as well if they're really pushed. And it's better than, I suppose, being caught over sea and just running out of energy and not being able to finish your migration and dying at sea.
Often what we think of as traditional British garden birds may actually be visiting from overseas.
Some of these are migrants as well, of course. So, I mean, that's the interesting bit is that a lot of these species which you look at, which you see regularly in the garden throughout the year, they're supplemented by winter migrants, so blackbirds and robins and species like that. Actually, there's a lot more in the winter, and they're Scandinavian or German birds, or
Migrating birds follow the same path year after year, even as the landscape changes, as cities grow and expand, which in the Midlands can lead to the odd back garden birding surprise.
So you get a lot of migrants that actually drop down in people's gardens. You get things like wrynecks hopping around on rockeries and what have you, and you think, well, where have those come from? And it's because it's one of these old ancestral sort of routeways through the area.
And finally, our CD player helps us strike gold. Well, male gold crest, netting us one of the most striking of our Scandinavian visitors.
It's got a little punk hairdo right in the middle, and that's a classic, that's a male. So he'll sort that out himself.
That's brilliant.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Each bird we've caught today will help us learn a little bit more about the natural miracle of migration.